good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever time it is where you're from. Welcome back. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. Again, you guys are the real MVP. So today is a little bit more of a humbled learning lesson of a day for me. So I'm gonna do a little bit of garden tending. There is one thing that I want to do outside, so I am going to drink my tea, do that. I'll chat with you a little bit after, and that'll be it for the day. It'll be really short and really sweet. All right, so 2 life lessons that I've learned. One, you can fill up your memory card. And 2, your battery will still die in your camera, even though I swear I just charged my battery. So I'm confused, like I don't know what's going on with the world. I feel like the world does not want me to record this video, but a few snafus here and there, but I'm still gonna push through. This one I felt like just for me needed to be done, so I'm gonna do it. Everybody has been talking about their victory garden, and I wanted to share mine. Now, if I'm being fair, I don't really know what a victory garden is. I have no idea actually. So you let me know what a victory garden is, but I'm going to let you know like a little bit of backstory and how I found a little bit of victory and love and peace within my garden. So a few years ago, 5 years ago to be exact, I had just kind of gotten into gardening. It probably was like 6 years ago, just gotten into gardening, and I made a decision that I was never going to grow flowers in my garden ever. I was never gonna do it. It didn't make any sense to me. If you had the opportunity to grow food or to grow flowers, and especially since I only have like a small space, I wasn't gonna waste my time or my effort with flowers. Wasteful. But what ended up happening is I needed an idea. I was trying to get ahead of the game in my gift giving for the year. And this would have been around 2015, Jan 2015. And I decided that for Mother's Day, I was going to gift my mom flowers. But not any flowers, okay? Flowers that I grew myself from a seed. I mean, could you imagine the heart and the time and the effort and the nurturing that goes into growing a plant from seed to gift to somebody? I was so hyped about this excursion. So I shuffled my little butt to the Dollar Tree, and because I wasn't gonna pour all my money into this, I didn't even know if it was gonna work. I had already banned flowers from the garden, so I didn't know if this was actually gonna be a thing. So I went there, they had some pots there and they had some bulbs there, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm in, let's go, let's do this. Had to go to Lowe's to get the potting mix, but I ended up planting those flowers on National Plant a Flower Day, which I believe is in February. Don't quote me all the way. Right now I'm kind of drawing a blank on if that's the day. But planted the flowers on National Plant a Flower Day and waited, and bruh, when I tell you they sprouted and I was excited, I was so excited. I had no idea like this was gonna be a thing. I was like, what? You can actually do this. You can actually grow these things from seed. This is so exciting, guys. This is so wonderful. So I went on this journey of nurturing these plants, and it's hilarious because I didn't really know much about anything. I just put them in dirt, but this little pot, so about this big, had a single stem lily sprout, and it literally was 3.5, 4 feet tall. Just made no sense whatsoever, none. And I'm just watching it grow, and I'm excited, and Mother's Day is getting closer and closer, right? So fast forward to April 19th of that year. So April 19th of 2015. And I ended up getting a phone call from my sister that day. It was around 11 o'clock on a Sunday. And it was weird because my sister and my mom are avid churchgoers. Like, I knew at 11 o'clock they should be in the church praising the Lord. Like, there is no reason for them to be calling me. So I didn't know if it was a mistake or if I got butt dialed or what happened. But I did have a message on you, but I just immediately called back. Like, was this a mistake? What happened? Is everything okay? And when I called back, everything was not okay. And without getting into like the deep, dark spells of the moment, my mom was actually in the hospital at that time, and she was on a bunch of machines and pretty much just hanging on to for dear life. And I remember, like, when I first got the phone call, you know, I didn't give my sister time enough to give me the information. Like, I just came in with a wave of optimism because I knew my mom and I knew how strong she was, and I knew that she could pull through this. Like, it's fine. She's gonna get through this. It'll be fine. Like, I'm on my way. We'll come down there and everything's gonna be fine. And my husband and I, we packed up our things. We took the long 5-hour drive. I think it took us a little bit longer than 5 hours to get there, which it shouldn't have. Just we ran into everything, traffic, snow, all the things. But when I walked in the room and looked around, you knew that things were not fine. They just weren't. You could tell by the stillness in the room, and you just knew that life was going to be different. Life was just going to be different. And sure enough, a night and a phone call in the morning, and so that would have been April 20th of 2015, so 5 years ago to this day, the day I'm recording this, we got the phone call that she had passed. And if you knew my mom, man, she was just like a different breed of person. Like, she demanded perfection. She demanded excellence. She just, nothing got past her. She was just an amazing, strong backbone. I mean, I always felt like I was a strong person, that if I couldn't get through it, I knew that I had a backbone that could. So I was just never worried about anything ever. And the silence and the heaviness of the moment was just, and is just still just indescribable. Like, there's still a weird quiet around, which used to be full of just hope and discipline and love and laughter. So after all that, because you could imagine there was a whole thing that had to ensue after, I made it back home. We made it back home, my husband and I get back home to these flowers that I had planted. And I was so confused because I was so early. I had prepared, I was ready. And time just said something different. Time just said that this was not how the life of these flowers, the expectation of them, it's just not how it was supposed to go. And I ended up giving away 2 of the sprouts to some loved ones, and the other 2 I took outside, and they are the first ever flowers in my garden. And Every year when they sprout, man, I tell you the reminder that's there. But I also just try to make sure that reminder is as positive as it could be, as strong as it could be, because I want it to represent what she was. And she was loving, and she was kind, and she was just an amazing soul, an amazing person. So every year when those flowers come back, that's my victory. You know, my victory is in love. My victory is in peace. My victory is in expectation. My victory reminds me to take the leap. My victory reminds me that time is precious, to do it now. You have no idea what is coming up next. You have no idea. You just have no idea. We just don't know. So just be happy, be giving, be empathetic, be loving, and make sure to reach out to those who you love and tell them so. 1,000,000 times over. Like, once isn't enough. If you called them yesterday, call them today. You called them a minute ago, text them. I don't know. Just never a situation that no one deserves to go through death. It's weird. Like, you just wrap yourself around a person and boom, they're gone. Like, who set this up? But I think it's the hard things that we go through that make us the strongest. Whether or not we deserve to go through them or not, it's how we come out on the other side. So my victory is my mom's peace. That's gonna be it for me today. Come back, hang out. I am confident that the garden is gonna continue evolving, and I want you to see how magnificent these flowers are when they bloom. You'll see. You'll see what kind of victory we're talking about. All right, I told you, I keep rambling on and on and on. I can't stop. I hate saying goodbye, but you guys are gonna come back, right? All right, come back. We'll see you later.